Fantasy Ballers, what's going on? It's the Commissioner Flex. Getting into this week's Fantasy Flex. Going paperless this week. I didn't have a script. Sorry, it's a day late. I've been doing some painting for the holidays. Hope you guys feel me and understand. Basically, saving the trees going green this week because I'm just going to go from left to right on my computer screen, catching you guys on it. So let's go ahead and jump into the standings. Standings go a little something like this. In the Eastern Division, you got the Orlando Magic with a 6-1 record. Atlanta Hawks right behind them, 4-3. They're 2 games back. Boston Celtics, 3-4, 3 games back. Cleveland Cavaliers, 2-5, 4 games back. Miami Heat, 1-6, 5 games back. In the Western Division, that goes a little something like this. You got the Phoenix Suns, only undefeated team. Big ups to Mike Nappy, 7-0. New York Knicks, second in that division with a 4-3 record. I'm 3 games back in that division, along with the New Orleans Hornets, who also have a 4-3 record. We share second place in the Western Division. Utah Jazz, Los Angeles Lakers, pulling up the rear in the West Division, both 2-5. That was last week's standings. Let's move on to last week's matchups. Last week's matchups went a little something like this. Atlanta Hawks over the New York Knicks. Score on that one, 1782 to 1545. Leading scorer for the Knicks, Chris Bosh with 257 points in the loss. Leading scorer for the Hawks, Brook Lopez, 293 points. Los Angeles Lakers over the Boston Celtics, 1394 to 1048. Leading scorer for the Lakers, Pau Gasol, 237 points. Leading scorer for the Boston Celtics, Kevin Durant with 224. Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Utah Jazz takes that one, 2,031 points to 1488. Leading scorer for the Utah Jazz, Al Jefferson, 272 points. Leading scorer for the Cavaliers, LeBron James with 359 points. Leading scorer overall, grabbing the most points, LeBron James, but still coming up in a loss on that one. New Orleans Hornets taking out the Miami Heat. Score on that one, 1458 to 1365. Leading scorer for the Hornets, Tim Duncan, 215 points. Leading scorer for the Miami Heat, LaMarcus Aldridge, 246 points. Now, matchup of the week. Last week's match went like this. 2 teams going up into it undefeated. 1 team walking out with a loss. 1 team walking out the best team in the league. That went a little something like this. The Phoenix Suns, 7-0, taking out the Orlando Magic, 6-1 now. 2,039 points to 1984, the highest scoring game output total of last week altogether. Big honorable mention to Brian DeMilo for being an active owner. And, I mean, that's what we're looking for, man, competitive matchups. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. Let's go ahead and get up into last week's league's leaders, or the league leaders going up through last week. League leaders going like this. Field goals made, that's going to the Phoenix Suns. 1,506 free field goals made. Free throws made, that's going to the Orlando Magic with 896 free throws made. 3-pointers made, that's going to the New York Knicks, myself, 284 3-pointers made. Offensive rebounds, the Atlanta Hawks, 484 rebounds. Defensive rebounds, that's going to the Atlanta Hawks, 1,188 rebounds. Rebounds altogether, Atlanta Hawks. They flying away with the rebounds category, folks. 1,672. Assist, we move on over. Cleveland Cavaliers are taking that one. 885 assists. Steals, leading leader in steals. Utah Jazz, 284 steals. Blocks, that's going to the Atlanta Hawks with 310 blocks. And then we'll move on and do a little something special. Turnovers, the team with the most turnovers in the league, that's going to go to the Orlando Magic, very active owner, so that comes hand in hand. 554 turnovers. And then you got the Los Angeles Lakers with 411 turnovers, least amount of turnovers in the league. Now points, the bread and butter, what everybody's talking about, what everybody wants to get on top of, that's going like this. The Phoenix Suns on top with 4,070 points. Honorable mention, the Orlando Magic. Big ups, keeping it active. He's coming in second, the only other team to break 4,000 points. 4,006 points for the Orlando Magic, so I'm putting you up in there. Moves, Phoenix Suns making the most moves out there. Biggest streak right now, that's going to the Phoenix Suns, obviously being unbeaten. But right behind him is the Phoenix Suns coming up with a 2-game winning streak. Now let's move on up and do a little preview of the matchups that are currently underway. Check your scoreboard tabs, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. But it goes like this. You got the Orlando Magic, 6-1, taking on the New York Knicks at 4-3. Tune in to your scoreboard tab to check out that matchup. Atlanta Hawks are taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Atlanta Hawks 4-3. The Lakers 2-5. Then you got the 1-6 Heat taking on the Utah Jazz at 2-5. Trying to see what happens in that matchup. Trying to get it shaking. Trying to get it moving. Boston Celtics at 3-4 are taking on the New Orleans Hornets at 4-3. Once again, tune into your scoreboard tabs. See what's going on. If that's your team, I'm sure you want to know what's going on. And then the last matchup of the week, the 7-0 Phoenix Suns taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers at 2-5. Let's see how that goes. Will Phoenix stay undefeated? Tune in next week, folks, and we'll find out.